Soccerworld Fan TV. We have one of the more the opposition fan, the away end, uh, Nathan here. Repping Arsenal and everything.
Yeah.
Mate, I know Arsenal lost, and I know it's probably been one of the more lackluster games out there. But I think if you really look deep inside, it's been a changed performance considering we've seen other performances where, they concede a goal and they just come flat, right?
Yeah, of course. Like today is a pretty cagey game. Like there wasn't many chances, but there were so many bright spots. The one that I'm really looking at is that Tierney-Saka connection on the left. I thought they were brilliant today. They were creating so many chances. Um, the only thing I'd probably is like there's a miscommunication between the defense and the goalkeeper. Like you saw so many times, like David Luiz would turn around and like wonder what like Leno had to rush out so many times to get the
Mm-hmm.
ball, even when he maybe didn't have to. So like there's little like it was a good performance today, but there's little things that I think we need to work on. But other than that, like it's just unfortunate we didn't win. We had chances, but yeah, you move on, whatever. So
I would say that as well. The way Leno was distributing the ball, I think he was absolutely fantastic, especially with Saka, and for a young lad as well to have that positional awareness, especially running over the lines and everything. Absolutely
mhm.
brilliant as well. But if you don't take your chances, you don't score, right? Um, I do want to talk about one of the bigger situations, which was, of course, the Walker situation. Had a
Yeah.
high boot and everything. Do you think it should have been a penalty? Do you think you should have had something in the game, and that could have been
Um,
potentially a
see,
goal?
See, the thing is, like, normally when there's a high boot anywhere else on the pitch, you would give a foul. The only thing I would say for Walker is that the ball was between him and Gabriel. And if the ball is there, it's a bit harsh to give a penalty because a penalty can change the whole game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why they, like, maybe giving him a caution or something, but I don't know. Penalties make a pretty harsh decision. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I know, like I said, you're absolutely disheartened. I know you wanted that big moment and everything where you're like, you know what? Let's try to give Man City, let's try to win away as well. But you do have a positive start. Apart from Liverpool, Man City that you lost in the league, you have won
mhm.
against the teams that you were kind of expected to win, right? Where we've
Yeah.
seen in previous times where Arsenal, they just don't have that grit, they don't have that fight to keep a consistent run and everything. And do you think
Mhm.
that is maybe a positive thing to take, especially with the next run of fixtures that you have?
Yeah, of course. Like Arteta has clearly made us. Um, like we've become more organized, and we know how to like grind out a result. Like you've seen with the later stages of the Wenger era, and then same thing with Unai Emery. It was always like attack is the best form of defense, but Arteta's kind of like you can see that every player like they're all working together as a team. They all care about keeping the clean sheet, getting the 3 points. It isn't individuals like all like being forced to work together. So you can see all of these players like they care about getting the 3 points. Even today, like for Man against Man City, you saw again like Arteta has clearly instilled that hardworking mentality into them. Like when Man City was in our like around our box, you could see everyone like in like every Arsenal player behind the ball. Aubameyang and Willian were coming back to defend, and that's something you never saw before. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of good things to talk about with Arteta and what he's done for this team. So
Yeah, apart from maybe the results, you'd say that the thing is,
yeah, of course, but it happens, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
But
had our chances.
what I do want to say as well, the Europa League is coming along, and of course we talked about like the Tuesday and Wednesday games and everything, and there is a certain space of time where you do get a break, and then you do come to like the Saturday Sunday fixtures, right? However,
Hmm.
Arsenal is playing in the Europa League. Do you think that would maybe be cause a bit of issue, especially in terms of fatigue and everything? And considering Arsenal doesn't have the biggest amount of depth in that squad as well, do you think it could affect you in the run in for top four and
Honestly, like all due credit to the Europa League, but the teams in the Europa League are not the greatest out there. So unlike the Champions League, where teams like, for example, Man City, they play Porto during the week, they have to play their best players. Whereas Arsenal can take it back and like obviously you want to give your younger players who maybe don't get the chance to play. Like I'm really hoping Saliba, like our new center back, I really hope he plays that game because that's a great opportunity for him to get a full 90 minutes. And then obviously you want to start the likes of Saka and Nketiah, have those younger guys now, give them the chance to be leaders on that team, right? And then it's obviously a chance to bring in a lot of other younger players that we have. We've signed a new goalkeeper from Iceland, Runarsson. That's a great chance for him to start as well. So with the Europa League, I don't really see it having such a huge impact on the league. Maybe late in the later stages, if we progress, when you play better teams, obviously then we're going to start having to play some of the first team players. So
Oh, I do want to say as well. I know it's been short and everything, but I know you've been quite focused on the game, and I know that Partey actually. Yeah, what do you think about Partey's debut appearances? I know it was a short amount of time and everything, but what can you see of him and what he can
I
add to the
thought
team?
like he, like you said, like he didn't get much time. He came on in what the 80th minute,
Mm-hmm.
but there were like glimpses of what he could do, bring to our team. You could see that he's a very strong on the ball and like we've never had a player at Arsenal that's able to make a challenge but win it as well. Like we've seen with Xhaka so many times, like he'd go in for a challenge and then screw it all up and get a card. But you saw today with the party that he's strong on the ball and is able to win the possession back for us, and that's what we really need. Some big guy who's able to protect the ball and drive forward. So
Vieira-esque in it.
yeah, there was a very small amount of time, but I'm hoping like next game he plays like full 90 minutes because
Mm-hmm.
there's things there that he brings to this team that we never had before. So
Yeah, and I guess the final thing I should say is I think it's like the Europa League. Who are you versing in the Europa League? I'm sorry, I haven't.
to be honest, I don't even know myself. Yeah, let me just look up quickly. Like that's the thing with the Europa League, you're always playing these kind of like smaller teams. So
Abstract teams, yeah.
like some of the teams like you've never even heard about before, right?
It must be great in terms of traveling in like these exotic countries, like in
Um,
Belarus and.
so we're playing Rapid Wien. I think they're from Switzerland.
Oh, okay, they're quite
Yeah,
notable. I've heard them a couple of times, but
yeah.
yeah,
But then again, it's not a game where you play Aubameyang and stuff, right? So
yeah, yeah.
I'm not too worried. I think we'll get the result there.
All right. Well, thanks again, Nathan, for coming on and everything. And of course, if you agree with his opinions and you want to follow on him more deeply and everything, his socials and everything will be in the link in below. If you like his opinions, please like this video, please share this video, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more quality football opinions on the most important games out there. We are going to be doing Champions League games as well, so please look forward to that. And as always, take care and peace.